We're trying to track down this person. They may or may not have something to do with the murder. Oh, we're not going to be able to go that way. We're going to have to go around. Why did they come back to this place? Because I feel like there's something in here. Well, I don't want to press anything without knowing what it does. Why not? What's the worst that's gonna happen? We're just out here mixing chemicals. Actually, I guess the worst that could have happened is we could have like blown up the lab, including ourselves. But let's not think of what could go wrong.
If you let your SAM unit be eaten by wildlife, it voids the warranty.
That is good to know, Sam. This looks like a cool area to come hang out.
It really is stunning. I told you, didn't I? The views.
I wish you could look through the telescope. Alright, we gotta get over there. Looks like the quickest way is gonna be over here, across this one bridge. And we'll go, do our best interrogation tactics. If you go back to YouTube, you can watch some old Telltale Batman and see how I investigate people. I have quite a way of getting what I want out of people. And why is this closed? Can you open it? Anything in here that might open? Nope. It's worth a shot. Okay, I guess we're not supposed to go this way? Oh. Try climbing up the ladder once, see if there's anything up here that might. Well, we already got in there, we don't need an alternate way in. Alright, I have an idea. And before I do it, I'm gonna save. Because there's a really high probability this is gonna end really bad. And I might inadvertently crash the game again, and I hope that's not the case. Oh crap, oh crap. Yep, we're falling. I don't think I can get back up from here. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, that is why we did a quick save there. Good rule of thumb is to always save, or do like a, always do a save before you're about to do something really stupid. Like, if I could teach you one thing on any of these streams, that would be it. Saves you a lot of frustration. I mean, yeah, you have to sit through the loading screen, but... Alright, let's try it one last time. Okay, we made it this time. Can we fit through here? That is the big question. No, we cannot. Alright, well... It's worth a try. So obviously we're going to have to find another way around, because that's not going to work. But hey, at least now we know. And that is why you save. And kind of trial and error, you know? Alright. Somehow we gotta get this thing to open, this bridge. And we can't. Thought maybe there'd be like a hidden key or something. It's weird that they would have you do a mission that you can't get to. Unless there's some other way over there and I'm just not seeing it. Because right there is the bridge that we need to cross. And then I think if it looks like that, how you get up on that area and then over there. But there's no other way to get over here, I don't think, unless there's like a, I don't think that's a bridge over there though. So you can see my dilemma here. We were already up there on that little deck-like area, but I don't think that connects. Well, we'll try to go one way here, see what happens. Sup? Yeah, I'm not seeing another bridge over there, but there might be. Only one way to find out. Here's the factory where all of your Rizzo Spectrum products are made, it looks like. Distillation station. How's it hanging, people? Don't mind me, just traveling through here with my robot and my apprentice. I have a feeling we're going to have to come back here at some point.
This unit is experiencing difficulty processing overwhelmingly prismatic optical stimuli.
Yeah, I'm almost certain we're going to have to come back here at some point.
Degreaser levels insufficient for area cleaning.
Probably not allowed to swim in the fountain, are we? Actually, it probably wasn't a good idea to get in there. Who knows what kind of products they got in there. After all, we saw some weird stuff in the last stream. See, I wish you could like try and tightrope your way across there, but obviously that's not a realistic approach. We might have to put this mission on hold for a second because I'm not seeing a way over there. Because it looks like there's only one bridge and it's blocked based here on the map. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back to that. Alright, well, let's go report back our findings to this one dude. I'm sure he's probably worried about us, wanting to know what's going on and everything. We'll give him an update, and then maybe he'll give us some kind of clearance to like lower that bridge and we can go over there and interrogate that person. Man, I was really hoping to interrogate someone. Oh well. Anytime it buffers like this now, it scares me after the game crashed. Curious if this runs any better on the PC. I mean, it's a little late now. I mean, I'm already well invested into this here on a PS4, but I don't know if the PC version has that buffering issue or not. Alright. We might as well go, like I said, report back to this one dude, do that mission, and we'll see if maybe he gives us some kind of clearance to cross that bridge, because he might be like, hey, if you talk to this person, and be like, we can't, because the bridge is up, we can't cross it. Maybe he'll help us out somehow. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Alright, let's go back to our penthouse. And then we'll report back to that dude and we'll see if we can do something else then. I don't think we're allowed to leave this planet until we find the killer. If I remember correctly, they said something like no one can leave until the mystery is solved. So it looks like we're here for the time being.
Prepare to be vaporized, unwanted pathogen.
Why is everybody chilling over here having a drink? I mean, I don't mind all the crews together. It's kind of awkward that they're literally all right here. Huh. Interesting. Hey, who are you?
Oh, sweet gibbering law. Where'd you come from?
Why are you in my room?
Sorry. Let me just get back in character. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not what it looks like.
It definitely looks weird.
Easy, friend. No need to get violent. There are as many reasons to spare my life as there are flavors in Rizzo's Spectrum vodka.
Cut the corporate BS and tell me what you're doing here.
I am a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Enterprise. And secondly, I'm just here doing a job for a VIP. Mascot's honor. I am acting on behalf of Mr. Black Hole Birdie, the Holmeister, the Hack Attack.
Well, that's
I don't have a lot of
suspicious.
time, but Mr. Birdie sent me to retrieve a message. Something he recorded for Ms. Bellamy while he was off his kilter. Clothes, mostly. Couple tops, couple pants, couple pairs of socks. Didn't find a letter, and I'm trying real hard to stay positive about that. Will you meet me later, over at the pilot house? I swear, from the bottom of my employment contract, I will tell you everything I know about Ms. Bellamy's demise.
That sounds interesting.
I figured you'd understand. Big penthouse like this, and you never know who's dropping eaves. Meet me over by the pilot house. It's the land complex with the big old engine that keeps us flying. I'll tell you everything I know, I swear.
Yeah, you better not try and pull anything when I get over there. Good work, crew. They all like surrounded him there and made sure he wasn't gonna get out of here in one piece unless I okayed it.
I understand there was an incident at the orchards. The pollination cycle began without my authorization. The loss of so many wasquitos will set back production at the orchards for weeks, if not months. I'm disappointed in you. Something about this incident troubles me. The circumstances are suspicious. But let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Have you discovered anything? You have my attention. That's deeply upsetting. Dr. Leora Blossom was an extraordinary scientist and a friend. We have a murderer on the loose, Inspector. As if the death of Halcyon Helen wasn't enough of a blow to our facility. Interesting. The Rizzo's family is a small family, Inspector. Most of us recognize one another. Still, any information is good information. It troubles me to believe Leora could have been murdered by one of our own. If there's anything else you'd like to share, you have my attention.
Do we have anything else for him?
Insisted. That's interesting. We'd scheduled a tour of the lab for Helen. Purely a public relations event to be held sometime in the indeterminate future. Then again, Helen and I were not well acquainted. I can't speak to her intentions. Little of consequence. We'd tour the grounds, pause at some locations appropriate for a portrait, let her shake hands with our scientists. Public relations. A picnic? I don't recall approving a private social gathering at the orchards. I'll have to make a note of this information. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Was there anything else? That's troubling, to say the least. Any transfer of proprietary data is strictly prohibited without my permission. A clever deduction, Inspector. That gives us a little information to work with. Yes, I share your suspicions. Someone didn't want you following their trail. This feels like more than corporate espionage. Someone's playing with us, Inspector. And I have never in my life enjoyed games.
I could tell.
Did
This
you
guy doesn't
discover
seem like the kind of
anything else?
person that enjoys a lot of things.
This incident at the orchards must be connected to Helen's murder somehow. I don't know how, but I feel it in my marrow. My apologies, Inspector. This case is under your jurisdiction, not mine. I leave it in your hands. When you're ready, I suggest a word with the hotel coroner. She should have finished her autopsy by now. Why was there a suspicious-looking mascot in your room? I'm afraid I don't understand. Is this the lead-up to a joke? Please don't call me Lou. I don't know why there was a mascot in your room. The Grand Colonial doesn't offer that kind of room service, I think. Such as? I most certainly did not. My policy toward Eridanos is one of, shall we say, benign negligence. I keep my distance and don't involve myself unless necessary. In any case, let me apologize for this unfortunate business. I'm sure this mascot meant no harm. Was there anything else?
Nope. Alright, that guy was suspicious. He may be working for this black hole birdie person, or he may not be. He may have just been saying it to save himself. We'll extract some information out of him somehow, this birdie guy. Where do we go next? Oh, we can upgrade Ellie here. Looks like everyone can use an upgrade. Alright. Oh, we didn't go to our journal. Speak with this person first.
What floor would you like to visit? To the lobby we go.
I'm not sure if the lobby is where I need to go, but we'll find this this coroner here, and then we'll go talk with him, and then we'll go have a little we'll have a chat with that mascot. I don't like people snooping around in my room, especially creepy looking mascots. But yeah, we're gonna have to go have a word with this person, see what they're up to. But let's first go find what the coroner knows. Because if they know something, might give us a little more insight. Like an upstairs here. There we go. Pretty sure that it's a bad idea to pick our way in. Ah, here we go. It's kind of weird. This would be here in a hotel. I mean, really, what hotel do you know you go upstairs and then there's literally a... Oh, no, it's a medical center. Never mind. I thought it was just a morgue. Okay, now this makes a little more sense. Alright, so this is Helen. I thought she had some, like, head wounds. You there, what do you know?
Not a moment too soon. I've just finished my autopsy report. Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death was instantaneous and painless. I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, you know, Spencer. But now I'm not so sure.
Interesting.
Conversations with Mr. Woolrich tend to spontaneously transform into monologues. You'll find him on the VIP guest floor. I'd best return to work, Inspector. Autopsies always whet my appetite, and all this talk of food is distracting me.
Okay, that's interesting, Dr. Goodnight. You have fun with that. Alright, let's go have a chat with our friend the concierge. See if she can hook us up with access to the floor we need to go to.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector? I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it. That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Thank you. I thought we'd see it my way.
Oh, my. Well, that is certainly odd and alarmingly unacceptable. Allow me to check the service records. Ah, yes. Not to worry, Inspector. It was indeed cleaned for you. Except for the evidence, which is all of Helen's stuff.
Alright, well, thank you. Alright, now let's go have a chat with this creepy mascot before we go to that Because that VIP floor has two of the people that we need to go talk to. So we'll go have a chat with this dude first. See what he was doing in our room. And what connections he has to this black hole birdie. And then once we get all that information, then we'll go back up to that VIP floor and discuss things with the alleged VIPs. And we'll try and get a little more information out of them, you know? And that profitability isn't off the hook either. She, I think it's a she, needs to be interrogated thoroughly as well, but we can't get over to that part of the map yet. I'm not sure how we get over there yet, but we'll figure it out here eventually. Like I said, I'm going into this blind, so what you guys are seeing here is my first time seeing it as well. Oh crap. I don't like this purple liquid. No thanks. Look, we all have flaws, but I'm not going to accept any willingly on here. And there's nothing wrong if you want to. I mean, you do get a perk out of it, but I personally just don't want to accept them on here.
Oh, look here. I could use a new pair of glasses.
Can't imagine where you misplaced your old pair.
I'm not sure what those guys are up to, but seem a little suspicious. Yo, what is up with this bridge? Like, goes way up here. Why does this dude want me to meet him all the way over here? Better not be trying to ambush me or anything, because I got two people with me here. He tries to pull anything. Yo, why is that sign blurry? There we go. Yo, I feel like I'm playing Cyberpunk at times when I'm playing this here, on this DLC.
Even if he is,
Because, things just aren't rendering properly. If it makes any difference, I'm playing this on a base PS4, so it's probably better on a PS4 Pro or PS5. But
timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay, our friend is dead.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
It's the stupid thing on the neck again.
Discrepancy detected. Rizzo's company policy clearly states that all proprietary mascots must exhibit signs of physical life. Medical analysis complete. This mascot was likely killed by small arms fire at close range. The firearm is unique and does not exist in this unit's database. Unusually small entry wounds indicate exotic weaponry. Closest approximations are 1. Incident involving a game of darts. 2. The Needler. Yes, Inspector. The Needler. Bespoke handgun carried and wielded by Halcyon Helen.
Oh,
famously
great.
deployed by Halcyon Helen in Terror on Monarch. This weapon was responsible for executing the Chief of the Savages, played by Spencer Woolridge. This unit is incapable of providing ethical advice. This unit is also incapable of answering rhetorical questions.
Hello. What do we have here?
This empty bottle of spirits does not belong to any known corporate brand. Suspicious residue detected. Excellent deduction, Inspector. Imbibing of unauthorized beverages is strictly prohibited under Rizzo's company law. Ingredients include antiseptic alcohol, sucrose, and unidentifiable miscellaneous organic material. Closest match. Counterfeit spirits available at the Piraeus spaceport.
Looks like we got something.
Customer, if you intend to use this telescope for sightseeing purposes, please cleanse the eyepiece prior to skin-to-metal contact.
Like something weird happened here. Like, how would they have known that this guy was going to be meeting us here? Unless they were following him. Alright, well, it looks like we're dealing with somebody that is familiar with the TV show or the stuff that she was on, because they're using the same weapon that she used in the show. The way that one person killed that scientist in the last stream was very much like a movie. Something out like a movie. Again, we're dealing with what could be some kind of weird super fan. Or somebody with knowledge of everything who worked on the set with Helen and stuff. Now we definitely need to go have a word with our VIP guests. Because this is definitely looking bad for them. But I tend to think they're not involved just because I don't feel like they would lean this heavily into them just yet if they were the actual killers. Like, I feel like they wouldn't be pushing that narrative so hard. I don't know, it's just me. I feel like it's too obvious for it to be either Black Hole Birdie or that Woolrich guy. I feel like it's got to be somebody else. Could it be the bell, or not the bellhop, but the concierge? There's an interesting thought. First rule of these kind of things is everyone's a suspect. Alright, let's go discuss. Oh god, this buffering, man. This is not cool.
Inspector, good to see you. Let me just grant you access and... Welcome to the Piraeus spaceport.
Thank you. What? Sounded like someone was attacking us there for a minute. Can I get this dude to lower the gates to that other bridge that we need to cross to go talk to the Prophet of Profitability? And here that one dude was worried he might not let us in here. He's letting us in. Civilization returns to Gorgon asteroid. We definitely had some interesting experiences on Gorgon. There's a couple streams back there we did a lot with Gorgon. A lot of fun though. I'm enjoying both of these DLCs, to be honest. Like, I kind of like this one a little bit more just because of the whole murder mystery kind of thing involved. I enjoy that kind of stuff. But, the Gorgon one was a lot of fun. Especially the twist on there of it being the, Minnie's mom. But she was dealt with. And we restored power back to that lab there in Gorgon. May not have been a good idea, but time will tell.
Customer.
Oh, what the hell?
You! We've been looking for you, and by we, I mean Slug. Been real busy sniffing around Eridanos for clues, haven't you, Inspector? See, Sluglight Underground don't like that much.
What, you got something to hide?
Sluglight. You think he means slug or sublight? You think he knows?
Should have kept your nose where it belonged, Inspector. Slug's sick of all your meddling in their affairs. Our affairs, I mean. We're... Draw, you damn breadworm, draw! Well, you ain't gonna stick that nose anywhere ever again. Regret? Regret? I regret nothing. You're going down.
Let it be known, I tried to de-escalate the situation. I tried to be nice. Hold up. We got a hit note here.
Sanitation and maintenance job fulfilled.
Well, they did not do a very good job, if I must say so. This dude is laying in pieces right now. They definitely did not hire a very good crew, that's for sure. Dude, think they can put a hit out on me? Oh, that's a good joke. Who are you? Deputy? Not a very good deputy here. You got people putting hits out on other people in your jurisdiction.
Greetings, non-criminally associated individual. The Rizzo's constabulary is currently not closed due to a sprat infestation. Bureaucratic processes are currently suspended. At present, criminal reports do not require paperwork. Please lament only in marked lamentation zones. Please speak clearly into this unit's recording instruments.
Wow.
Peril. Unit designation no longer wine taster. Unit designation now deputy. While potential lethality of unit instrumentation bears towards 95% violent utilization of equipment, would void unit warranty. All Rizzo's constabularies must include at least one deputy constable among the pool of available Rizzo's employee candidates. This unit was considered the most competent. How may this unit be of service to you? Checking logs. Error. Informational limitations found. 2. Reciting limitation 1. Do not tell users about constabulary sprat infestation. We do not need to pay the health inspector's bribe. A time limitation. 2.
Not sure you should be giving out that information to strangers.
Informational limitations allowed, especially not to any of those void-damned snot-nosed guests, or I'll have you sold for parts.
Alright, well, we'll leave him be. He clearly has issues.
Greetings, criminal. This unit would implore you to confess to your crime of landing with an expired permit. Please explicate your defense into this unit's recording equipment.
My permit wasn't expired, Scrap Heap. You probably just scanned it wrong.
Error. Unit's permit reading equipment was updated only last week. Please tell a different lie.
Tell a different... You're a mechanical. You ain't got the foggiest idea whether I'm telling the truth or not.
Correct. Criminal. However, Constable Keene has decreed that this unit will remain here, questioning you every minute until you submit a confession. Error. Information on recent exchange lost. Restarting conversation. Greetings, criminal. This unit would implore you to confess to your crime of landing with an expired permit.
Imagine being locked up by that thing.
Fake after all. Let me out of here.
I'm a criminal, get it? They don't let me talk to law-abiding sorts. If you ain't a constable, then we ain't got nothing to discuss. If you ain't a constable, then we ain't got nothing to discuss.
I kind of want to unlock the thing there and see what would happen.
If I made a bet with you at the Copper Bottom last night, let's call it off now. I can't stand the taste of life sprats.
Yeah, I wish you could let them out. I think that'd be kind of funny. After all, but then again, we don't know what they actually did. Smuggling. Hmm. Alright, see, I wish there was like a key or something, because I kind of want to let those guys out, see what would happen. See if our wine testing robot would come running in there and be like, "What have you done?"
Oh no. Oh, damn it. When did this happen? How'd they get in?
Alright, well, better take some of this stuff here.
Timeline discrepancy. An aberration in the expected timeline for this organic being has occurred. Behold, the body of Maria Keene, formerly the constable of the Eridanos.
Oh crap, this is that one person we've been in contact with.
Detected. Maria Keene is survived by no known relatives. Excellent observation, Inspector. Multiple wounds located in the frontal bone and between the clavicles suggest she was facing away from her attacker. Furthermore, the location and circumference of exit wounds suggest a firearm with unconventional ammunition.
Like that thing that happened to the mascot.
These casings are too minuscule for conventional small caliber firearms. Each casing resembles a lancing needle used for medical and surgical purposes. High concentration of potassium chloride detected. Trace amounts of neurotoxin detected. These substances show the highest concentration near the entry and exit wounds. Cardiac arrest, rather than physical trauma, is the most likely cause of death. Your memo has been noted. This unit has been programmed to offer encouragement during moments of emotional strain. Banter protocol activated. We'll find the sprat bastards responsible, Inspector.
Yes, we will. I didn't recognize her at first because the armor and that, we couldn't see the face, but that really is unfortunate. Yeah, that's unfortunate, because we were doing good work together here in this case, and now it's one less person that we can trust. Interesting. Somebody's watching us, or is like keeping up with us, or is like one step ahead, but somebody's definitely onto us here. I don't like that.
I'm a criminal, get it? They don't let me talk to law-abiding swords.
So we have people that were bribed at the entrance there to try and kill us.
Slime and grime are being stored in these non-regulation containers.
Then you have
solution?
the constable's dead.
I think I prefer the rest and go.
There's all kinds of weird stuff happening here.
Hey, could I talk to you for a second?
Now, what do you want?
Hey there. Word around the spaceport is that you came in on the Unreliable. You a new crewmate?
No.
Cut the shit. I know Hawthorne's captain of that ship, and I know you ain't him. You want to try again?
There is no more Captain Hawthorne.
I see. Well, this would have been easier with Hawthorne, but I hope that if you're flying his ship, it means you're a freelancer too. Wonder if you can help me. I run an outfit for the moving of less than legal goods. There's a particular piece of cargo needs delivering to a particular individual in the spaceport. Thing is, I don't know where the cargo is right now. The crewmate who handles that is in the clink for getting a little too disorderly in town. We've already attracted too much attention. Too risky to visit her myself. That's where you come in. You help us out, I'll give you an equal cut of our pay. Great to hear. First, you need to go meet the crewmate who got herself jailed. Cassidy Mills is the name. She'll know where the cargo is.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, right. We have a secret phrase. I like boneless spratwurst. Say that and she'll know you're a friend.
Okay.
Be seeing ya. Remember, Cassidy's at the constabulary. She might be a little wary, so be careful.
Yeah, we'll do that here shortly. First things first, we gotta have a little conversation here with Black Hole Birdie.
What do you want? Boss, it's Birdie Holcomb. Black Hole Birdie. The Holmeister?
Look how excited he is, or starstruck, I should say.
Not so loud. How'd you know it was me? Yeah, that makes sense. You must be a good one to sniff me out. I'm in no mood to sign autographs, and I hate disappointing fans. So I'm lying low. You know, incompleto. Oh, yeah, I guess it's kinda neato. Oh, what's it matter? Helen's gone. She's gone and nothing I do will bring her back. I've been trying to find who did this. That's what she would do. Track down the killer and bring them to justice.
How do we know you're not the killer?
And not very clever. Being bright was always Helen's thing.
Oh, come on, Birdie. You're plenty sharp. Anybody who says otherwise is a Cleo Darlings fan.
Oh, so you're the inspector. Hope you have more luck figuring things out than me. You probably want to ask me some questions, huh? I'm sure you're asking everybody questions, so you can find Helen's killer. So, how do I help? I was getting blotto with the rest of the Rangers. You know, soaked, muddled, preserved.
Preserved? Oh, right. Yeah, he was drunk.
Okay.
The team noticed I was in a bad way when I got back to the hotel. When I told them Helen and I were Splitsville, they wanted to cheer me up. We were up the pole afore evening. The hotel staff said we was bothering the other guests on account of all the crying and yelling and practice body tackling. Zeke said we should move elsewhere, get some air. We ended up at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. I think somebody wanted to pet a woolly cow.
A woolly cow?
There was this one cow off away from the others. Zeke figured it'd be a laugh to get her drunk. One thing led to another, and I think we might have maybe, you know, stolen her.
Okay.
I don't know. We were drunk, and we made bad choices. She was all alone. I know how that feels now. It's so hard to be all by your lonesome. My memory's a little muddled after that. I guess me and the team got split up, because I know I was on my own at the pilot house for a time. I reckon not. See, I went to the weather station. I was looking for where Helen stashed her data pad for safekeeping, right? She'd asked me to get it, mind. I wasn't stealing. I'm no thief.
But you did steal a cow.
Sure did. Only there was a guard out there who found me. She started yelling about how I was trespassing and in serious trouble. Thing is, it was real dark out there. So dark, she couldn't tell who I was. Long story short, I got out of there. Ran like the Rangers were down by 3, and I just bronzed the toss ball in the Friday zone. I didn't know where I was going, but my legs took me straight to my friend's... to my... fridge-rator.
Alright, back that up.
I don't want to tell you. I'll get in trouble. Look, I talked to Auric, okay? Auric West. Hangs out around the spaceport. He's the one who taught me the breathing exercises I use to calm down. That sounds like a good idea. So now you have the whole story. After I talked to Auric, I went back to the hotel. Woke up the next morning with Helen's data pad in my hand and a hangover to end all hangovers. Don't know if I'll ever drink again.
That's what everyone says.
Oh, yeah, you'll probably want to... Yeah, of course. Of course. Helen sure did have the prettiest handwriting. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Sorry. Here you go, Inspector. Hopefully they make more sense to you. I couldn't make heads or tails of them. Either she was writing in code or I'm dumber than a bag of hammers. I tried for hours to crack her notes, but it's like I said. Being bright was Helen's thing. Okay. And listen, I want to help you find her killer, Inspector. I knew Helen better than anybody. And it could be handy to have a guy like me around, in case anybody gives you trouble. I get it. I'll head back to the Grand Colonial then. Unless you need me for anything else. What do you want to know?
Alright, here we go.
I remember sending her the recording, but... Law, I was halfway to preserved by then. I don't know what was on it. When I realized what I'd done, I panicked. If I'd said something dumb, folks might think I was involved in her death. I was scared of looking suspicious. You listened to it? What'd I say to Helen? Did I sound drunk?
Oh, yeah.
Thank the architect. I hope she heard it. I don't want the last time she heard my voice to be when I was all angry at the orchards.
Oh.
Yeah? Auric's a businessman. He sells stuff you can't get elsewhere. You know, alternative stuff. We're talking sort of science, crockery, whole supplements. Maybe putting effort accelerators in your body isn't always the right call, you know? Maybe there are other options. Maybe I don't take all the accelerators Rizzo's pushes on me. Oh, yeah. I'd appreciate that. Yeah? Auric hangs around the spaceport most days. Since he's not here at the bar, he's most likely over by the buy-a-bunks at the shipping yard. What about her? I wish I knew. Must have been something I did. At the picnic, Helen just kept saying she didn't want to drag me into her world. Maybe one of the higher-ups in motion pictures was giving her trouble over us? I don't know. I tried to understand, but I don't. Look, you and me, we both know I'm a big, dumb tossball star, right? That's what I'm good at. Rizzo's knows it. The fans know it. Helen, she saw me as more than that. She saw someone who had more to offer than big muscles and a signature black hole stomp. Being with Helen was magic. She was magic. There ain't good enough words for something as special as what we had together.
Huh.
Rival actresses, maybe? I don't know too much about the motion picture industry. Except for Helen's pictures, obviously. Those I probably know by heart. Seen them about 100 times each. What do you want to know? Tossball was, is, and always will be the greatest game in the universe. And I would give it up in a heartbeat to have Helen back.
I really wish you could see a game of Tossball or participate in one on here. I do enjoy some sports, and this unit is currently occupied. Okay. Well then. Yeah, you there.
Over here.
Okay, this is getting weird.
Hey there. You looking to unwind, friend? Maybe you're on your way to the bar for a good time? Maybe you're interested in something a little better than beer or Adreno? Something with a little more kick? The name's Auric. I deal in, shall we say, holistic pharmaceuticals, natural substances and the like. You know, alternative stuff. I know. Ooh, it came out of the ground. That's where worms live. I get it. I do. Why go for that homegrown shit when you could be pumping your body full of effort accelerators? Says it right on the Anti-Cleo's box. Better than nature, right? Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, pal. Those pharmaceuticals the corporations manufacture, not all of them are as good for you as the board wants you to believe.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of obvious.
Alternatives. That's the way to go, pal. Trust me. No matter what ails you, I got what you need. What do I sell? I've got premium shit, my friend. Vitamins like you wouldn't believe. Calcium, vitamin D, reverse vitamin D. I got
reverse vitamin D? Not sure I've heard of
you
that.
Got stress problems? I got stress solutions. Aromatherapy eases the mind. Diluted mantisaur essence. Best kept secret in the business. And if you're a real freak, techniques to calm yourself by fooling your own mind. If they can tame the rage of a certain well-known tossball star, they can help anybody. Wait, you ain't a sheriff, right? You gotta tell me if you're a sheriff. I'll be honest, I don't really know where that puts us. All right, fine. Yeah, I know Birdie. So what? Yeah, damn shame about that. Birdie thought the world of Helen, you know. He showed up drunk at my place wanting to talk about the breakup. Helen dumped him, he said. Boy, was he in a bad way. I'd never seen him like that before. We talked for a while, and when he felt better, I sent him back to the hotel. Told him to drink more water and get some sleep. He may or may not buy alternatives from me from time to time. A little diluted mantisaur essence here, a little vitamin B negative there. He's stressed out of his mind, the poor guy. Everyone knows his name. Can't turn around without having to sign an autograph. Then you throw in playing tossball for a living. Violence like that, it does things to a body. It does things to the head.
Understandable.
Come on. Birdie's a damn good hacker, but taking that many blows to the noggin would scramble anyone's upstairs business. I know it's knocked a few of his memories loose. I worry about him, that's all. He's a good kid. Got a good heart. Yeah, that was me. Birdie's got a temper, but he's not a bad kid, you know? He's trying to work on it.
Does he have a bad enough temper to kill? Alright. Let's go talk to that person in the jail cell.
Don't think I know you. What do you want?
Hey, I tried to talk to you earlier.
Yep, that sure is the passphrase, even if it is dumb as hell. What's Dash's plan? You're looking for cargo from our ship, the Rat King. Small package, wrapped in brown paper. It got moved to the shipping yard, but I'm not completely sure where.
Alright. Looking for smuggled goods here. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Now we'll probably get arrested looking for this stuff. But we are the law, so we can do what we want, right?
Thought I heard something.
Dirt alert! Dirt alert! Good news! Invasive contaminants detected.
Something tells me we're not welcome here. Felix, do not scare me like that. I thought you were hostile for a minute. Come in here pointing your weapon at me like that. You will be sent back to the deepest parts of the Groundbreaker if you ever do that again.
You're back, I see. Hope the law hasn't caught on to what you're doing. Law meaning authorities, that is, not the forces running the universe. No complications? Grand. The recipient is Joseph Dempsey. He runs the Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry. This is gonna sound a little stupid, but I got a thing about mechanicals. Don't like the way they move or the sounds they make. Gives me the creeps. I was drinking with Dash in the cantina when a funny-looking one trotted up beside us. Seemed like it was some kind of monster, so I started yelling, banging on it. Don't know what happened next, but I think it involved another mechanical. I passed right out then, and when I woke back up, I was here. Not the most graceful thing I've ever done. No complications?
Alright. Delivered her, or we'll deliver the package. We'll be all good with these people. And we can continue our investigation. You there.
Hello. Welcome to Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry, the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. I'm Marketeer Joseph Dempsey, here to make your shopping experience as pleasant and normal as possible.
Thank you.
A shipment, you say? The only shipment I'm expecting is 100 pounds of salt tuna a week from now. And I certainly don't expect it to be brought by an inspector.
Well, I'm not a normal inspector.
Is that supposed to be some kind of code phrase? It has no nuance, no subtlety. Sticks out like a bent nail. A constable could detect that from the other side of Eridanos. I learn about secret codes in my off time, for fun. It's never anything that I actually need to use, mind. Wait. On second thought, you should let me take a look. Just in case it's something I ordered and forgot about.
Oh, that's what I thought. Whoa, what is that?
Alright. So, as you can see, this actually ain't the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. Welcome to my black market. Whatever you're here for, weapons, information, contraband, cane and ointment, I've got it. Sorry for the frosty reception. Had to make sure you weren't with the constable. But seeing how you're a freelancer, I hope I ain't got nothing to worry about. Good. A worthy freelancer is hard to find. Since you're in the know, you can access my black market stocks. Though, you'll have to come by later. I'm waiting on my next shipment. Here's your pay. Good doing business with you, especially seeing how you didn't take this to the constable. Would have been a mighty pain in my tail end.
Well, there really isn't a constable anymore to worry about, so...
See? No. But I might tell you what's in it, so long as it's nothing proprietary, volatile, or breathing. Let's have a little look. Contraband weapon parts, a few chemicals for the crafting of high explosives. All fairly standard. Oh, and a canister of trimethyl sulfoxide. Where dimethyl sulfoxide is good at keeping folks in stasis, trimethyl sulfoxide is nice for helping refrigerators run. Useful stuff.
Alright, let's see what this dude has to trade here. See, I have most of the stuff that he's selling. And this would probably be useful. What is this thing? I kind of want that, but I think that's what we already have. Alright, well... At least now we know where we can get some goods. Even if they aren't necessarily of the legal kind.
Hope the job's coming along well. No sign of the constable, which really makes me more nervous.
Yeah, you're not going to be seeing a constable anymore.
Excellent. Let's divvy up the payment 3 ways and we can consider this matter settled. Thank the law. Should be just enough to get Cass out of her damn cell. I guess breaking even is better than leaving with your partner in the clink. You might not be Hawthorne, but you can sure resolve a problem like he could. Maybe better. Thanks again for all your help.
So these are the kinds of people Hawthorne hung out with, apparently. Not judging, though. Not judging. Wait, what are we doing now? Yeah, we want to go speak with Spencer next. See, I think he's up to something, too. Alright, Black Hole Birdie does not seem like he's the killer. I'm not ruling him out entirely yet, but he's not really high on my radar just yet. He seems a little too dumb to get away with something like this. Just my opinion. And I also feel like the game, they wouldn't make it that obvious. Like, I feel like it'd be too obvious if it were Black Hole Birdie or this person we're about to talk to. I could be wrong, but I just feel like if they were going to be one of these two, I don't think they'd be implying it so heavily like they are right now. feel like it's gonna be somebody we haven't met yet, or somebody that we're going to meet. Or I should say, somebody that we've already met, or somebody that we're going to meet in the near future. That's what I meant to say. It's late, my brain isn't functioning as well as it should be. Okay, we'll go have a little chat here with this person. See what they know. And we'll go from there. Then we'll report back our findings to the dude in charge. Here's a thought, too. What if he's the killer? Like I said earlier, everyone's a suspect. I believe that was in Scream. I know this isn't a horror movie, but the same kind of thinking applies. Like, everyone's a suspect. Don't trust anyone. Just because somebody hires you to be the investigator doesn't necessarily mean that they are innocent. Like I said, anyone can be a suspect.
With Halcyon Helen gone,
even this bellhop here. Don't trust Norval.
Black.
I see you standing here. You're way too nice. See, he's getting nervous too. We point this thing at him. He's up to something. I'm not ruling you out, Norval.
What floor would you like to visit? If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
But yeah, anyone can be a suspect. And right now, I'm not leaning towards Black Hole Birdie at the moment. Like I said, he just seems a little too dumb to get away with something like this. I feel like if you're going to get away with a crime like this, you got to be somewhat intelligent. Because if he did it, I feel like he would have just, like, brutally just beat her, and it'd be pretty obvious to be like, okay, this person just got their head caved in or something. Who would have that kind of force to do it? Oh, it'd be this guy. Knock, knock. Nice looking room here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh, we got clues? We do.
Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terrorray, blood, terrorray,
blood,
unidentifiable biological fluids, terrorray. Yes, Inspector. Logical analysis indicates these substances were not present in the bottle's original contents. These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal. This bottle contained Rizzo's Spectrum vodka. The presence of terrorray biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor.
What do we have here? Got pictures of himself here all up on the wall. I love how he hasn't, like, acknowledged that we're in here with him, although he may not notice. It came from Edgewater. Something came from Edgewater. Probably don't want it. Yeah, our room's better. Just saying.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout.
The hell are you on about?
Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing.
I think
Ready?
you better check your tone here.
You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology. How does the scenery taste? Good, I trust. Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you? And how did you get in here?
Just a marauder.
You're here to investigate me. Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it. Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard. Do you mean to say you're not a fan? Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for guest room entry is the inspector for Bellamy's murder.
That's what I have been trying to get through to you, you idiot.
Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me. Back when I starred in The Marauder's Bane. The absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
That would be nice.
Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation.
I can't imagine why.
None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally, and with the minimum level of respect that they deserve.
So you're a dick to everyone. Okay. Well, at least you treat everyone equally. That's the most important thing.
Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it. How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you.
Okay.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both, disrupt the product launch. I couldn't say, Inspector. I'm merely an actor. Very well, then. Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense. Yes. Yes. I distinctly recall ordering an alcoholic beverage with my meal. This hotel is certainly bringing a new meaning to the phrase rotgut. Management shall receive the complaint to end all complaints.
Yeah, they'll probably just think it's another day from you.
I'm quite used to being breathlessly watched. Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end?
I don't know. You tell me.
How awful. Whoever did this must have been quite heartless. I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character. Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
Not looking good for you here.
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in The Unemployed Cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should. I'll answer whatever you wish. Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way. Unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me. Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of. I suppose that is enough on that grim subject. Oh, must I relive that ghastly event again? My intestines still have yet to fully recover. But I suppose we may discuss it further. Very well, then.
That was weird. I don't know why it gave that option, but then, like, we'd already discussed
sure
that
you're
all.
Joking. Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich on many a serial advertisement throughout your travels. Yes, of course.
Alright, that's it for now. He's not really standing out too suspicious just yet. What is this? Alright, I suppose he's in the clear for now. Nothing standing out yet that tells me this guy needs to be arrested. Again, I don't feel the game would make it be him or Black Hole Birdie because I don't think they would want it to be this obvious. Just my opinion. Maybe it's the chef. What if he killed her?
What floor would you like to visit?
Maybe the chef is just like, you know, I'm just sick of these uppity celebrities. I'm gonna just off one of them here, one at a time. I'm just gonna off them one at a time.
To the lobby we go.
You never know. Let's hope the chef will actually talk to us this time. Remember last time we tried to go have a word with him? He basically blew us off. He would not have it. I want to have a little chat with him. Get some answers this time. He's not going to get off the hook that easy this time. Alright, let's go back here into the kitchen again.
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation.
Yeah, I'm not here to make a reservation.
You're the inspector? Here? Why? I mean, you may ask me whatever you want. I have nothing to hide. Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest. Oh my law, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings. Okay, I wasn't the one who did it, but I might have been mistaken when I said I was constantly watching Helen's food.
Kind of figured.
Rich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients. I understand your reluctance, but... Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal. Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it? What? Truly? That's an alarming business oversight. Instead of volatile chemicals, the corporations should put barbiturates in everything. Everyone likes barbiturates. But I don't believe that was a risk with Helen's meal. I was, up to something else. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking, and consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's meal.
There it is.
Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular. Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait. Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here.
Oh yeah, I already had a chat with him.
Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit before long.
Alright. Now we're back on the... Now we gotta go back to that one area again. And watch the security footage. And see if this dude's actually telling the truth or not, which he seems to be, but you never know. And then if we can confirm his story, we will go from there. And do a quick save here. Alright, now we gotta take a trip all the way back over here where we were before. And then hopefully we can confirm this dude's story. Here we go again. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know what you're trying to throw at me. I don't like this. Alright. Okay, everyone's still here. Deserters forced to return by heroic stranger. I think it's cool that they have like little things like this saying like some of the stuff that you've done, like deserters forced to return, miracle on the frontier. That's kind of cool because we did do that way back early on in the game. Oh, great. I hope we don't have to talk to him again. Oh, I was hoping we'd actually be able to watch it. You have fun there. We're definitely not talking to that robot again. Just saying. What do you guys think so far of the DLC? I'm enjoying this. I really like the Gorgon one, and this one's been a lot of fun too. Also, feel free to comment too who you think did it, who you think the killer is. Curious to hear what you guys think as well. No spoilers though. If you guys have played this or watched other people play it, don't spoil anything, please. Seems like when you hit certain areas outside here is when it does this like buffering thing, which is weird. Alright, I don't think we can get to that area where the bellhop is, so we're gonna go report back to the main dude again. And we'll go from there. We have a lot of stuff to tell this dude. So we'll go share our findings with that guy, and then I think we'll call it a stream. I think we'll call it a night here. And we'll pick back up with this again on Friday night. I'm on to you.
Hey, take it easy with that thing.
I'm on to you, Norval.
What floor would you like to visit? Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
I've got my eye on him. And this person who operates the elevator, too. Can't trust them either. Even though we don't know who they are, could be a suspect, too. Whoever it is, though, is obviously watching our movements, or they're somehow able to be like one step ahead of us. So that's why I'm really curious. It's kind of, I'm drawing a blank thinking who it could be. And our board's starting to fill up here.
Inspector, I've just received word that Constable Keene is dead. Please tell me it isn't true.
Oh, it's true.
Halcyon Helen, Leora Blossom, Maria Keene. There's a murderer on the loose, Inspector.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out.
I don't have Maria to count on anymore, so I'm counting on you. The Needler was among Helen's belongings. Whoever stole it must have been able to slip in and out of the hotel. Maria was my sole representative in Cedric's territory. The entire hotel staff is on his payroll. Any one of them could have killed her on his behalf. Maria devoted her entire life to our vision. She was absolutely committed to our company, to our project. I promised myself I'd reward her after we launched Spectrum Brown. I'd make sure she was comfortable for the rest of her life. She was also our voice of reason. She was sensible, and I appreciated her advice. I never got to tell her that.
That's unfortunate.
What can I do for you? I'm pleased to hear that. Bertie Holcomb is a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers property. When Helen was murdered, Bertie was nowhere to be found. The timing of his disappearance is unfortunate. Try not to feel too bad for him. Bertie is a brilliant athlete. The universe has balanced his talent by making him a slackwit. Bertie has always had trouble controlling his temper. He's responsible for the untimely demise of more than a few tossball sticks at the end of a losing match. It's only natural to be suspicious. Helen's death was violent, and the two of them were close. Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Bertie killed Helen?
No.
I'm relieved to hear that. I happen to be something of a fan of the hack attack. I'd hate to see him processed for murder, but we need to be absolutely sure. I'd like you to continue your investigation. Notify me as soon as you're ready to make a formal accusation. I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Bertie within the public eye than let him languish in a bar at the docks. If you're through investigating Bertie, I recommend looking into Cedric Kincannon. He's been entirely too comfortable since we began this investigation. I don't trust Cedric when he's comfortable.
Okay. So looks like that's going to be our next target then. So we know where we'll be heading for the next stream. Anyway, this is a lot of fun. This it's definitely getting interesting. I hope you guys find it interesting as well. Please remember to like and follow if you're watching. Well, if you're on Twitch here, where I'm streaming it, please feel free to follow and click the social media links and all that good stuff. That way you can follow me on Twitter and YouTube. That would help out a lot. And we'll stream again Friday night. I think that sounds good. Sounds like a plan. And thank you all for watching. Like I said, we're going to wrap this up here tonight. I think this is a good stopping point. Just want to thank you all again for watching. Have a good night, and hope to see you at the next stream.